Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you on TikTok and those of you on YouTube, we thank the great Sanini Nanini, even the spirit that moved upon the water, for you, and you. We thank you, most holy Sanini Nanini, for everything that you've done. We thank you for subduing our enemies. We call those things as you have, those things that are not as though they were, because you have already said it is done. Our enemies are defeated. Our spiritual enemies, our mental enemies, our physical enemies, they are defeated. And we will reign with you forever and ever. And we will be that which you would have us to be. That which is not, you will make so. And we thank you for all things. We thank you that you are the most, you are joy, you are laughter, you are day, you are night. You just all that we are. And some would not even think, they would think that's strange. That how can you mess with somebody you can't see? The world have grown leery. They have grown a certain way. They have given up. They have come up with alternative demonic and evil spiritual surmisings. And we ask you, oh most holy Sanini Nanini, even the great spirit, we ask you to deal with these people. For they be our enemies, because they are your enemies. They invent things. They invent lies. They come up with absurd accusations, just as their father, the devil. And we thank you for all things. Yes. Now, we've come from Genesis chapter 4. We're going to read from verse 1. And Adam knew Eve. That's what he called her, Eve. His wife, according to this translation, according to this narrative. And she conceived and bare Cain and said, I have gotten a man from the great spirit. I got a man from the creator of spirits. See, and she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. In other words, one was a farmer and the other one was a herder. He's a cattle herder. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit of the ground. Note this. In the process of time that Cain brought the fruit of the ground an offering unto the great spirit, even Sanini Nanini. And Abel, verse 4, he also brought the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the great spirit had respect unto Abel and his offering. What is the key word here? Firstling. Did Cain bring the firstlings of his crops before he tasted, before he boiled one sodden soup? Did he bring the firstling? Did he think the Most High, even his creator, above him even eating just a morsel? I'm going to keep the best, and I give this to him. Okay. We all guilty of that. He that giveth to the poor lendeth unto the Most High, and you will be rewarded. Somebody say, give the poor your most. That ain't what God told you. You give him what is right and what is, you don't give him spoiled stuff. But anyway, again, Cain did not give the Most High the firstlings of his crops. But Abel brought forth the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Most High, even the great spirit, Sanini Nanini, the I am that I am, had respect unto Abel and his offering. But unto Cain and his offering he had not respect. He knew Cain's heart was not with him. Why? It doesn't say here. But there are other books. You got the book of Jubilees, the book of Enoch. You got the book of Jasher. That actually, if you want to go in more detail, read those books. It will also give you a little more detail on what's going on here. Now, he said unto Cain in verse 7, if you do well, if thou doest well, shalt thou be accepted? Shalt thou not be accepted? In other words, I will be happy with your offering, but thou doest not well. You didn't give me the firstling of your crops. But sin, but your evil heart, your selfishness, lieth at the door. And unto you shall be his, and unto you would be his desire. In other words, Abel's desire, and you shall rule over him. In other words, if you did well, you would rule over Abel. Abel would look up to you. Abel would be your big brother. Abel would be, somebody, I'm gonna stick with you, ride or die, whether you do wrong or right. Yeah, you be the fool. Who's more fool, the fool or the fool that follows him, quote unquote. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass. Now, this is in the book of Jubilees, what they said. And they were in the field. That Cain, they got to arguing. But it wasn't the argument between Cain and Abel. The argument was between who? It was between Cain and the Most High. But he used Abel. See, even with Esau, the argument is not with Esau and Jacob. The argument was with Esau and the Most High. See, this is where the deception lies. Now, Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and killed him, slew him, maimed him. How bad that was, we don't know. How much anger did he push out on Cain? On Abel, we don't know. And the Most High said unto Cain, even the spirit that moved upon the water, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, he lied to God. Here we go. I don't know. I know not. Some people say, some murderers say that to the law. And am I my brother's keeper? He got smart with the spirit that moved upon the water, the great spirit. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. Now art thou cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth and received thy brother's blood from thy hand. And when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto the Most High, even the Sinini Nanini, thy punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from the face of all that I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And the Great Spirit said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Great Spirit said unto a mark upon Cain, lest any find him should kill him. It was first natural. It was spiritual. This was spiritual. See, they knew there was a curse upon Cain. So we get in verse 16. Cain went out from the presence of the Most High and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. Now this was written later. The land of Nod, nobody knew what Nod was back then. Nobody knew what that was. It was a land known as Nod, east of Eden. They knew where Eden was, but it's so hidden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived. Cain did marry a sister, his sister. Some of you don't read the other books. They were part of the Bible. It's just like the Gospels. There were 3 books of the beginnings. Jasher, Jubilees, and what you have now. See, there are 3. And look at the Gospels. They got 4 Gospels. Even Enoch, you can say that's the 4th one. But the fact is that what's going on here? There were 4 books of beginnings. Now, unto Enoch was born Irad, and he knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch, and he builded a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch. But that wasn't the Enoch that we're talking about. And unto Enoch was born Irad, and Irad begot Mehujael, begot Methusael, and Methusael begot Lamech. And Lamech also unto him 2 wives, and the name of one was Ada, and the other one was Zillah. And Ada bare Jabal, and he was father of such as dwell in tents, such as have cattle. In other words, he took over Abel's thing. And his brother's name was Jubal, and he was the father of such as handled the harp and organ, a musician. Now these things were taught of fallen angels, the watchers. You have to read the book of Enoch for this. Okay? See, when you say that another man wrote this Bible, what you're saying is that, God don't have no sense. God is going to leave a remnant to his people. And he said, Zillah bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass, iron, and the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. And Lamech said unto his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech, hearken to my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, a young man to my hurt. a new son. And if Cain be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70-fold and 7. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For God said, she hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. And to Seth, to him also was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began men to call on the name of the Most High. Yes. So here we go. They said the first Adam. Now Seth was a righteous man. From him came the rest of them. Methuselah, all the righteous people came from Seth, according to the narrative. But anyway, the chief thing of this here is the fact that your offering. There was a point here, your offering, and God will replace that which you've lost. I mean, we can get into that. The people, oh, that's Christian. No, that's not Christian teaching. That's what this is telling you. This is an example of what God will do. And many of you run around, oh, God doesn't exist. You listen to these heathen, these people, though they look like you, don't mean they know God. You know, they don't know. Many of them haven't even read the Bible. They hear what somebody else says, or read a portion here and a portion there, and they just all the way. Now, you look at the things that in the book, you look at the things, and don't forget the other books, because you're going to be confused. You look at the things that they say. Look at what they do. Does it match what is being said, what the person is teaching, or what the Bible is teaching? From that point, you can tell whether this has been inserted or it's actually a part of it. You have to ask for discernment in those areas. Really, discernment is just knowing who, what, when, where, and how. See, that's one thing they didn't have when they copied this Bible. When they tried to insert things, they didn't think that people would understand. And somebody, oh, the white man give the black man the Bible. No. The white man, the white slave owners back then, they gave you a whole new Bible that they interpreted. It's called the slave Bible. It's actually a true thing. So therefore, think before you say something, because the Bible really remains true, and God is still active in the world. It's just people, because they have not experienced God as you have experienced God, or God have not come in their time. Oh yeah, thousands of years. Yeah, thousands of years. And you listen to the big stories. Oh, the earth is millions of years old. There's a big argument with that. But it seems like the secular sect they have drowned out the other sect. There was the sect of Christian scientists, and there's the sect of the secular scientists, which say the earth is millions of years. Then there's the Christian scientist says, oh, the earth is not that old, because your carbon dating only goes back, 7,000 years, 8,000 years, somewhere in that vicinity. But anyway, there's something that happened to Cain, and you can only find that in the other books. You got to read the other books. It's not going to confuse you. It's just going to show you more here, so you will not be deceived. Those that understand among the people shall instruct many, yet they shall fall. Isn't that word written in Daniel, I believe, chapter 9? So the fact is, understand, know that you might instruct well when you tell somebody, even your own children. Because one day you might not have this Bible, you might not have that book. Yes, it's been manipulated. Yes, it's been turned inside out, upside down. Yeah, those things have happened. But the fact is that the Most High made sure the truth was still out there. There was a way you can tell. And always use in any language, I don't care what language you look at, the same formula applies. Who, what, when, where, and how. And when it doesn't answer all that, and when it doesn't, when what happens does not jive with what you know, these people are not acting like this is what they are. You know, so something is not right here. You know, not by your own opinion, by what you see. You can tell by any story when it's a twist or anything. And this is really a story. It's a story, a true story, a historical story. Some stories are fiction, some stories are true, some are historical, some are even law. But either way, Genesis chapter 4, give your best to the Most High. If you do it in the name of the Most High, give your best. Do your best. Don't try. Just do it. It's going to happen. Yeah, you're going to fail. Many of us have. But that's not the point. God is going to cleanse you eventually. But your heart, that's what he's looking at, your heart. That heart. That heart is the biggest thing that you could ever render unto God. And Cain's offering was representative of his heart. Not because the preacher said, oh, I got a prayer line. You give me $100 here. Give me $1,000 here, $150 here, $25 here. Oh, way in the back, give me $5. No. We're not talking about that. Your best from your heart. Give not grudgingly, nor of necessity. For what? Yah, even the Most High, loves a cheerful giver. In other words, from your heart is what he was saying. All right. We're going to say good day, and you have a blessed day, even in the Most High. Peace.